Wait, don't scroll. Just stay here with me for a moment, because what I'm about to say seems simple on the surface, but it explains something a lot of people experience, yet struggle to explain. You know that moment when you see someone and think, they look older than they actually are. And then you see someone else, same age, sometimes even older, but something about them feels completely different. They don't look younger in a perfect way. It's deeper than that. They look lighter, like something inside them isn't heavy anymore, like life didn't settle on their shoulders the same way. And it's not just appearance, it's not skin, it's not clothes, it's not even confidence in the way people usually talk about it. It's something quieter, something you can feel before you can even explain it. Their presence feels open, less tense, less rushed, like they're not constantly fighting time, or fighting themselves. And that's where it gets interesting, because most people assume aging is just physical, just birthdays, just numbers. But when you really observe life, you start to notice something else. Some people age fast on the outside, because something inside them is always running, always worried, always holding on, always replaying things that already happened. And some people seem to stay lighter, not because life was easier for them, but because they're not carrying everything with them at once. And Carl Jung would point to something very deep here. He would say, it's not just what happens to you that shapes you, it's what you hold inside after it happens. Let that sit for a second, because that changes everything. Now think about your own life for a moment. Not in a harsh way, just honestly. How much of what you carry right now is actually happening today? And how much of it is still sitting from yesterday? Old thoughts, old pressure, old expectations, old versions of yourself you haven't fully let go of yet. Because here's the quiet truth most people miss. The body doesn't just reflect age, it reflects weight, emotional weight, mental weight, unspoken weight. And over time, that weight starts showing up in places you don't expect. Your energy feels different. Your face looks more tired even after rest. Your patience becomes shorter. Your spark feels a little dimmer than before. And you don't even notice when it starts happening. It's gradual, almost invisible, until one day you catch yourself and think, why do I feel older than I should? But it didn't happen suddenly. It was built slowly, in small habits, small thoughts, small emotional patterns repeated over and over. And the most important part? You didn't do it on purpose. It just became familiar. And that's why this conversation matters. Because once you start noticing these things, you're already stepping out of autopilot. And that's where change quietly begins. They look lighter, more at ease. Almost like life isn't sitting heavily on them. Not just their face, but their whole presence, their energy. There's a kind of calm around them that you can't really fake, and it makes you wonder for a second, what is their secret? Is it the way they take care of themselves? Is it success? Is it genetics? No. Carl Jung would probably point you somewhere else entirely. He would say, you don't age first in your body. You age first in your inner world. And your body eventually catches up. Sit with that for a second. Because today, I'm not here to give you a perfect life checklist. Not at all. We're going to talk about 5 quiet mistakes, the kind most people don't even realize they're making, that slowly add years to how you look, feel, and carry yourself. And the strange part? A lot of people think these things are harmless, normal even, but over time, they shape you in ways you don't notice right away. Let's begin. Mistake 1. You live like everything is just stress. Let's start here, because this one is common, very common. You wake up tired, you feel pressure, you feel behind in life. And you say things like, it's just stress, it's just work, it's just life. But here's the problem. When you keep saying just stress, you start normalizing emotional exhaustion, and when something becomes normal, you stop healing it, you just survive it. And Carl Jung would say something deep here. When the mind carries unprocessed stress for too long, it doesn't disappear. It goes into the body. It shows up in your face, your posture, your skin, your eyes. That tired look people can't explain. It's not age, it's weight, emotional weight. And the mistake is not stress itself. The mistake is pretending it's not affecting you, because your body is always listening. Always. Mistake 2. You constantly compare your life to others. Now this one is quiet, but powerful. You scroll. You see someone's success, someone's body, someone's relationship, someone's lifestyle. And even if you don't say anything, something inside you shifts. A little pressure, a little dissatisfaction, a little, I should be further than this. And here's what most people don't realize. Comparison doesn't just affect your mood. It changes your energy expression. You start tightening, you start rushing, you start forcing your life. And that tight energy, it shows on your face over time. You ever see someone who always feels behind? They don't just look stressed. They look older than their peace. And Jung would connect this to something deeper. When you stop living your own story and start mentally living someone else's, you slowly disconnect from yourself. And disconnection ages you, not physically first, emotionally. Mistake 3. You suppress your emotions instead of processing them. Let me ask you something real quick. When you're angry, what do you do? When you're hurt, what do you do? When you're disappointed, what do you do? Most people do one thing. They swallow it. They push it down. They say, I'm fine. It's nothing. It doesn't matter. But emotions don't disappear just because you ignore them. They store. And over time, they stack, like invisible layers inside you, and then one day you look in the mirror and think, why do I look so tired lately? But it's not just tired. It's unprocessed life. Carl Jung called this part of us the shadow, the part we don't express. So it doesn't go away. It just hides. And hidden emotions don't stay hidden forever. They leak into your energy, your expression, your presence. And that's where aging starts to speed up emotionally. Mistake 4. You live without real curiosity anymore. This one is subtle, but powerful. Think about kids for a second. They ask questions. They explore. They laugh easily. They are curious about everything. Now look at most adults. Same routine, same thoughts, same emotional reactions. No curiosity, just repetition. And repetition without curiosity creates emotional stiffness. And stiffness ages people, not just physically, but mentally. Carl Jung believed something very important here, that the mind stays alive when it stays curious, but when curiosity dies, the inner world starts to harden, and hardened energy looks older, even if your skin is young. Mistake 5. You abandoned your inner life. Now this one, I need you to really hear it, because this is the biggest one. Most people today are living outwardly. Work, social media, noise, distractions, messages, pressure. But very few people are living inwardly. No reflection, no silence, no connection to self. And slowly, you become externally busy, but internally empty. And when the inside is empty, the outside starts to carry that weight, Carl Jung would say. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. But here's the twist. When you stop going inward, you don't just lose depth, you lose vitality. Because your energy stops renewing itself. And that's when people start saying, you look different lately. Not in a good way. And now listen, if you think these 5 mistakes are already deep. We've only just opened the door. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you something even more interesting. How these habits don't just age your appearance, they actually change how people treat you, without them even realizing why. And that part, that's where things get really eye-opening. So, let me just pause here for a second, because if you've made it this far into the video, it means something in you is paying attention, not just watching, but actually feeling it. And I want to ask you something real quick. Don't overthink it. Just be honest with yourself. Have you ever had moments where you look in the mirror and think, why do I feel older than I should? Not even physically. I mean inside. Like your energy feels tired, your mind feels full, your emotions feel heavy. And life doesn't feel as light as it used to. If you've ever felt that, then you already understand what we've been talking about today. Because aging isn't just something that happens on your skin, it's something that happens in your habits, your thoughts, your reactions, the way you carry your past, and most people don't notice it until it's already deep. But here's the good part. The same way these things can age you, they can also be reversed, slowly, quietly, naturally, but only if you become aware of them, because awareness is where change actually starts, not motivation, not pressure. Awareness. Now I want you to do something for me, just something simple while you're watching this. Think about your own life for a second. Not anyone else. Just you. Which one of those 5 things hit a little too close? Was it the stress you've been ignoring? Was it the comparison? Was it the emotions you keep pushing down? Was it that lost curiosity? Or maybe that feeling of disconnect from yourself? Don't judge it. Just notice it. Because the moment you notice something, you've already started changing it. And I need you to understand this clearly. You don't fix your life by becoming someone else overnight. You fix your life by stopping the small things that are slowly draining you. That's how real change works. Quiet, simple, but powerful. And if this video made you reflect even a little, then don't just leave it here. Let it sit with you. Let it follow you into your day. Because sometimes the right message doesn't change your life instantly. It just starts a thought that keeps coming back to you. And that's how everything begins to shift. Now I want to hear from you. Seriously, I read the comments, not like a YouTube thing. I mean, I actually want to know. Which one of these mistakes did you see in yourself? Or which one surprised you the most? Drop it below. And don't worry about writing something perfect. Just be real. Because someone else reading your comment might realize they're not alone in this either. And before you go, just remember this one thing. You are not stuck with the version of yourself you are today. You are just early in your awareness, and once you see something clearly, you can never unsee it, and that's where change begins. All right, I'll see you in the next one.